People, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Last name is on behalf of people PA 493.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. John J. Holler, appearing on behalf of Ms. Nina Villegas.
All right, thank you. And your name for the record, please, ma'am.
Nina Villegas.
You stand up and discuss the court, please. Your name again, please.
Nina Villegas.
All right, very good, thank you. All right, so today's date scheduled for the preliminary examination in this matter. And if I'm understanding that we are proceeding, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and are there any preliminary matters that we need to address?
One preliminary matter, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's my understanding that Defense Counsel Holler has stipulated to people's proposed exhibit number 1, that being the preliminary field test analysis that tested the suspected narcotics for positive for cocaine and the weight of that being 1.67 grams.
Okay, and Mr. Howard?
That's true.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I publish to the court?
Yeah, in front of your March, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good.
May I approach?
Yes, you can get over there too. Officer Bobby. And okay. All right. And all right, exhibit 1 has been received and marked. And any other preliminary matters?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and so we're gonna call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people call Officer Alex Staticus.
All right, good afternoon. Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, thank you. Please have a seat. State and spell your first and last names directly into the microphone. We have remote recording today, so we have to be exceptionally loud and so that she can record everything.
Okay. Alexander Staticus.
Thank you. And counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Officer Staticus. Could you please restate your name one more time for the record?
Officer Alexander Staticus.
Thank you. And are you currently employed?
Yes.
Where are you employed at?
Wyandotte Police Department.
And in what capacity are you employed with the Wyandotte Police Department?
I'm a police officer.
How long have you been a police officer for?
8.5 years.
Okay, and were you a police officer on the date of June 16th, 2025?
Yes.
And did your duties as an officer take you at or near the location? 4th Street and Goddard Road?
Yes.
Is that in the city of Wyandotte, County of Wayne?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were you doing in that area?
I was patrolling in a double man unit with Officer Smith.
I'm sorry. Do you have a flashlight on?
Oh, sorry. It hit the.
No, that's okay. We said we're lights out, and all of a sudden there was light beaming. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Sorry. It hit the chair.
All right, you said you were with Officer, what was your partner's name?
Officer Smith.
Okay, and on that day, while you were patrolling, were you in a vehicle or on foot patrol?
We're in a fully marked police car.
And were you in uniform that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it modified or full uniform?
It was a full uniform.
Okay. And while patrolling, what if anything did you observe?
We observed a silver Ford F-150 turning off of Goddard going northbound 4th Street.
Okay, and what drew your attention to this vehicle?
We ran the license plate of the vehicle, at which time it showed there was not insurance on the car.
Okay, and based on this vehicle not having insurance, was a traffic stop conducted?
Yes.
And did that vehicle stop?
Yes.
And did you approach the vehicle?
Yes.
And how many individuals were in that vehicle?
There were 5 individuals.
Okay, and do you see any of those individuals here today?
Yes.
Could you please point out and identify an article of clothing that they are in?
Right here, with long brown hair, gray shirt.
And where was this individual seated in the vehicle?
Okay, I'm sorry, just a moment. So for the record, you're asking for the defendants to be identified.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Alder, any response?
No, I have no response.
Okay, all right. For the record, the defendants not identified for the record. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And where was this individual seated?
She was in a front passenger seat.
Okay. And while conducting that traffic stop, where were you?
I was on the driver's side.
Okay, and what happened while you were conducting the stop?
I was speaking with the driver, asking, he immediately gave his registration for the vehicle. I asked for his license and proof of insurance.
And were you provided with these documents?
Eventually, he gave me his license, but the proof of insurance he was looking for electronically in his phone.
And
For
at
quite a
any,
long time.
sorry about that. At any time were you provided with the insurance?
No.
And based on the vehicle having no insurance, what, if anything, did you do?
At that point, I contacted dispatch.
Watch how the tension builds instantly, setting the stage for everything that follows. Pure storytelling mastery right out of the gate. The pacing here hooks you immediately, drawing you into the unfolding drama.
To send Rope Brothers towing to our location to tow the vehicle.
Okay, and what happened after you requested tow?
Prior to the tow truck arriving, I continued speaking to the driver, but a canine arrived on scene from Southgate.
Okay, and what, if anything, did you observe in regards to that canine?
So the canine handler went around the vehicle with his canine, and he told me that the canine had indicated on the vehicle.
Okay, objection, hearsay.
And your response, counsel?
Your Honor, he's observing the canine handler and the dog going around the vehicle.
Okay,
That's his
so the
observation.
testimony was of what he was told.
What we saw.
So, no. Mr. Holler's objection is because the witness testified as to what, the officer told him. So that's the objection for hearsay, correct, Mr.
Yes, it
Holler?
is. Yep. Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, in your response to the objection,
Your Honor, if I may ask, what was the statement that the officer testified to that he was it the indication? The hearsay was the indication of the dog handler.
the witness testified. What the statement, the testimony was, he told me that.
Okay.
He referring to the canine here.
Then I will
So
just
the objection based upon that is hearsay. And so what is your response to the objection?
I would just say it's affecting the listener. It's pertaining to the investigation. He's listening to something being told, and he will be doing something based on that information.
Okay, but per the rules of evidence, this witness isn't allowed to testify as to what a third person told him unless there's an exception.
Of course, Your Honor. And I can just move on.
Okay, the court's going to sustain the objection.
Okay.
Okay.
You're observing this, you're observing the dog handler. And what happened when you're observing this?
The canine indicated on the vehicle, and at which point we were going to search the vehicle and all of its occupants.
Okay. And at this time, did that tow truck arrive?
The tow truck did not arrive at this point.
Okay. And did you conduct a search of this vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
Multiple officers, we searched all the occupants and the vehicle.
Okay. And did you have the occupants exit the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. And what, if anything, did you recover?
I did not search the defendant here. I searched other individuals in the car,
Okay.
in which methamphetamine was recovered, meth pipes, brass knuckles, open intoxicants, among other things were recovered from either occupants or occupants belonging to the vehicle.
Okay. And did you put any other law in this investigation?
I did field test a substance that was located in a pill bottle with the defendant's name on it, which using a searching cocaine ID swipe, it turned blue, indicating that it was cocaine.
Okay. And what did you do with that item?
After that, I believe Officer Smith tagged it as evidence and all that.
And what was the device you were using to test this?
It was a field test kit, searching cocaine ID swipe.
Okay. I have nothing further to this.
All right, and cross-examination, Mr. Holler?
Sure. Yeah, thank you. All right, good afternoon, Officer Stefakis.
Close to the static.
Stefakis, okay. All right.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. I know you probably already answered this question, but can you tell me what time of day that you and Smith made the stop?
It was around 2 a.m. It was late at night.
Okay. 2 a.m. About in the vicinity of Fort Goddard, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Were you driving on Fort or on Goddard?
We were on Fort Street.
Okay. All right. And the Silver Up 150 was on Fort as well?
So it was going westbound Goddard, and at the light there at Fort, it turned northbound Fort Street.
Okay.
instructions, essentially. And, that's when we conducted the need search.
Okay.
Here, the pace picks up with sharp moves and strategic plays, a perfect blend of skill and timing that hooks you in hard.
Now, you asked the driver for his, among other things, his license and the insurance.
Yes, and he had already provided his registration. Yeah.
Okay, and registration. All right. Now, at any time did he tell you that he believed that the car was insured?
Yes, he did.
Okay, and he couldn't find the paper slip though, right?
Correct.
All right.
Please watch the microphone there. Please watch the microphone.
Sorry.
Thank you.
And I believe I heard you testify that he tried to find, I guess, evidence of payment by scrolling around on his phone and his phone records.
So you could go online, whatever insurance company he thought he had,
Yeah.
and on that, and then he realized that the insurance plan had lapsed. He must have missed a payment or something.
Would they tell you that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And who was that?
As far who?
The driver?
Yeah, the driver. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And who was the driver?
He was the registered owner of the vehicle.
What was his name?
I don't recall. I have to look at my report
Okay.
for his exact
All
name.
right. Okay. Thank you. Now you can just issue the ticket or something like that, can't you?
No, not typically. There's no insurance on the car. We tow and like that.
Okay. All right. So that's your policy.
I don't know the exact policy on it, but that's what I've always done.
Okay. All right.
When there's no insurance, I write them no insurance, a misdemeanor, and tow the vehicle.
Okay. Okay. So you and Smith are in this patrol car. Any other police officer in this patrol car?
No, sir.
All right. Who called for the K9?
That would be Officer Smith.
Okay. All right. All right. While you were talking with the registered owner of the vehicle and he was trying to find evidence of that his truck was insured, did he give you any indication or any reason to believe that there were lots of foot in that car?
He did have some nervous behavior. Not exactly the eye contact with me.
Well, yeah, you pulled him over at 2 a.m. That would make him nervous, wouldn't it?
No.
Counsel, please let the witness finish answering the question before you ask the next one.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I stop people all night. I do not get nervous behavior, at certain times versus other times. It's typically indicative of a crime being afoot, possibly.
Okay. All right. Okay. Did you ask Smith to call for the K9?
No, I do not.
But Smith wasn't dealing with the registered owner. You were.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So Smith wouldn't have seen the nervousness that you saw.
No, sir. He was dealing with the other occupants. So there was 4 others. He was speaking with all.
Okay. All right. So how long between the time that you dealt with the driver of the car to finally ascertain that he didn't have insurance when he thought he did until the K9 crew arrived? That's your memory.
I don't recall the exact time. I just know that the K9 arrived before the tow truck,
Okay.
causing no extension to the stop.
Okay. All right. What police department was the K9 with?
Southgate.
Okay. All right. Did you observe the dog do his walk around?
Not entirely. I was talking to the driver.
Okay. All right. At some point in your direct examination, you told me as a prosecutor that the dog, quote, indicated, unquote, on the car. Did you observe the dog indicate or not?
So I did not observe it. He gave a thumbs up saying the dog did indicate on the car.
Okay. All right. When you say he, who are we talking about?
The K9.
Notice the pivot here, a game-changer moment where everything shifts dramatically, showing how one decision can flip the script.
K9 handler, Officer Waskanis of Southgate.
Wakanis?
Wasakanis.
Wakanis.
It's another one close enough. it's a tough one.
Wakanis. Okay.
Wasakanis.
Okay. All right, so what did the officer Wakakonis say to you that made you think that the dog indicated, quote unquote, on this vehicle?
He did tell us that. He gave a thumbs up and told us that the canine indicated on the car and that we could get everybody out.
And indicate is a term that's loaded with meaning, right?
Yeah, the dog, had a positive indication on the car, I'm not sure if it's scratched, sits, they all do different things. But the canine handlers will know that, the change in behavior of the dog.
Okay, so you're relying on a Wakakonis saying, hey, Bowser here indicated. And so that's your signal to pull everybody out and search them, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you don't have any personal knowledge of whether Bowser here actually, what do I say, believed that there were drugs in the car?
No, I don't have any, formal training in that no.
Okay, and you weren't working with Bowser?
No.
Officer Wakakonis was, okay. Right?
Correct. Yeah, it's Wasakanis. Yes.
Wakakonis, I'll get it, okay. All right.
Wasakanis. Was doesn't.
Is it Wakakonis?
No, you testifying that it's Wasakanis.
I guess I don't hear it well. Okay.
I'll just call Officer W.
All right. Okay, so at that point, you started extracting people from the vehicle, right?
Yes.
Okay, and where did you put the people who were in the vehicle?
So individually, we remove the people from the vehicle. Then we search all occupants due to the canine indication. And at different points, we were locating narcotics on multiple people. So they were all placed under arrest. Not sure the exact order or any of that, but they were all placed under arrest.
Okay, there were 4 people in this car?
There was 4 passengers, and then the driver was already out of the car. There was 5 in total.
5 people in this truck?
Correct.
Okay. And you're telling me they were all cited or otherwise arrested for possession of some kind of drug or narcotic?
Well, there was 2 with possession, and due to contraband being throughout the car, they were either arrested for paraphernalia or just loitering where drugs are used, sold, or kept. The driver had a brass knuckles on him, and then there was 2 occupants that had open intoxicants in their purses or on their person.
Okay. All right. Okay. Did you search Miss Villegas yourself?
No, sir.
Okay. No further questions.
All right, thank you. Then you read the rest.
Briefly, Your Honor. At what point did Vincent arrive?
It was after we were already had some people in custody. I'm not exactly sure if they were already all in custody, but it was after the canine indicated and everybody was out of the car.
Oh, I love you, Brad. Thank you.
The intensity hits a new peak as stakes rise, delivering suspense and energy that keeps you glued to every second. Every detail amplifies the pressure, making this the heart of the action. The balance between chaos and control here is nothing short of brilliant.
All right, thank you. Any questions based upon that follow-up?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. You may heads up. Please send testimony to anybody. And any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. The people called Officer Austin Sloan.
Good afternoon. Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And please have a seat. State and tell your first and last name for the record. And if you haven't been put there, please make sure it's upside down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Austin Sloan, AUSTINSLOAN.
Thank you, and you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Officer Sloan. Are you currently employed?
Yes.
Where are you employed at?
So you wind up police department,
And in what capacity are you employed there?
patrol officer.
And how long have you been a patrol officer for?
With Wyandotte about 3.5 years,
Okay, and in total, how long have you been an officer for?
7.5.
Okay, and were you an officer on the date of June 16, 2025?
Yes.
And did your duties as an officer take you out of your location, Ford Street and Goddard Road?
Yes.
Is that in the city of Wyandotte, County of Wayne?
Yes.
Okay, and what brought you to that location?
I was assisting other officers with the traffic stop.
And did you make that location?
I did.
And what, if anything, did you observe upon making that location?
Vehicle full of occupants. I stood by as they were awaiting a tow truck and then a canine.
Okay, and did you observe any individuals from the vehicle or
Yes.
that were in the vehicle?
Yes.
Would you recognize them if you saw them here today?
Yes.
Could you please take a look around the courtroom? Do you recognize any of those individuals that were in the vehicle on that day?
Yes. The female right here.
Okay, can you please identify her what clothing she is in?
Great teacher.
And Your Honor, may the record reflect the witness as identified by the defendant.
All right, any response, Mr. Howard?
I have no response.
All right, record will still reflect.
Thank you, Your Honor. And how did you assist in this investigation?
With a search of the vehicle.
Okay, and upon searching the vehicle, what if anything did you recover?
I recovered powdered cocaine and some toxin wrappers.
Okay, and
Okay, I couldn't hear Officer Sloan there.
Can you repeat that? So what is it? I'm sorry, what is it you found? Cocaine and what?
Some toxin wrappers.
Okay, thank you.
okay, and going back a little bit, why did you search the vehicle?
There's a positive canine indication.
Okay, and where did you recover these suspected narcotics?
A purse that was seated on the front right passenger seat.
Okay, and where they were inside the purse, you stated?
Correct.
And can you describe how it was packaged?
Was a orange prescription bottle.
And did that bottle say anything?
It had the defendant's name on it. Was orange, white cap.
Okay, and what, if anything, did you do with the items that you did recover?
Took it as evidence.
Okay, and did you place it in evidence?
I personally did not.
Okay, did you hand it to somebody to place into evidence?
Yes.
Okay, who did you hand it to?
I believe it was Officer Smith.
Okay, and I have nothing further to discuss.
Okay, thank you. Yes, presentation.
Okay, Officer Sloan, good afternoon. Now you were in a follow-up car that responded to help out Stacanthus and Smith, correct?
Correct.
All right, okay. All right, and if I understand you correctly, you helped search the interior of the car?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. When you got to the interior of the car, did you enter in through the driver's side door or passenger side?
Front right passenger.
Front right passenger. Okay. And when you entered in through that portion of the car, you saw what?
A purse on the front right seat.
Okay. All right.
This segment is pure execution excellence. Watch how precision and focus come together seamlessly to dominate the scene.
And so you went through or searched that purse, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now tell us again what you found.
Inside the purse, I found an orange prescription bottle. Inside the bottle was powdered cocaine and some toxin wrappers.
Okay. All right. You remember the name on the prescription bottle?
Nina Villegas.
And you took that notes, right?
Correct.
Okay. Did you do the field testing on that?
I do not.
Okay, thank you.
Right, redirect.
No, we don't know.
All right, thank you. Wait, you may step out. Thank you very much for coming and testifying. And you have special testimony on your hand. Any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, any witnesses by the defense?
The defense does not intend on calling any witnesses, no.
Okay, arguments, or motions?
Thank you, Your Honor. The people are moving for a bind over and reserving any argument to rebuttal.
Okay,
Okay. Judge, we're doing a preliminary exam for probable cause, obviously, for the charges in the complaint of possession of a controlled substance. As far as I'm concerned, there's a very weak spot in the prosecution's case as far as reasonable suspicion to start the search. Okay, the dog indicated, which was told to him by somebody else. All right, that's pretty weak. Whether that is a legal issue for suppression is best handled at the circuit court and the court's view with briefing and a full evidentiary hearing. I understand that because that's usually the way we do it. Otherwise, that being aside, and that being an issue that's going to be an issue, I would say that probable cause has been established on the otherwise on this basis. Otherwise,
Okay.
okay. I mean, I would.
Okay. And then prosecutor.
Thank you, Your Honor. In response to defense counsel stating that a canine being called, there doesn't need to be any reasonable suspicion. And the courts have found that a canine indicating on a vehicle does give probable cause to search that vehicle. And that's exactly what happened here. There was a thumbs up indication to search the vehicle based on the dog indicating that search was conducted, items were recovered, and one of those items being a pill bottle with the defendant's name on it, that testing positive for cocaine, which was shown in the preliminary analysis. That was People's Exhibit number 1. We believe that probable cause has been met.
All right. And the courts will note after hearing testimony from officers and arguments by both counsel that there is probable cause to believe that a crime that's not counsel of the district court judge and the district court has been committed. And that basically that's based on the testimony of the officers that the item was found in a container with the defendant's name on it and recovered from the purse, which is where the defendant was found. The defendant was sitting in the vehicle, and that any other issues that we'd like to raise at circuit court, you certainly can. And so the court does find that has been committed and the defendant committed the offense. Therefore, the court will find the defendant over where to appear in circuit court on July 17th at 9 a.m. on the charges in the complaint.
Wrapping up with a bang, this final moment ties all threads together, leaving a lasting impression that demands your attention. Delivers closure, but leaves you wanting more. The mark of a truly impactful finish.